Hey everyone, Ken's Wilde here with Wilde Child Horsemanship, and welcome back to our channel. Before we get started, I highly recommend you guys go check out our merch. We have new different designs every single month. They're super cool, super comfy, so definitely go check those out. I'll put the link in the description. In today's YouTube video, we are actually going to be doing 5 horses who changed the entire course of my life. These horses were ones that inspired me to choose kinder methods to start Wilde Child Horsemanship, and to just continue going on to the career path that I am today of using kinder, gentler horsemanship methods. I'm super excited for this one because a lot of these horses mean or meant a lot to me, because some of them have passed on. But I think this will be a really fun video for you guys. We're going to kind of share the stories behind them all, and it'll be a lot of fun. Beginning with Glory, she was my first horse that I ever actually owned. So I boarded Glory at a boarding facility, and they really didn't take care of their animals. They starved them, they just really neglected them, beat the shit out of them. And this was kind of my realization that I needed to actually start advocating for my horse, even though I still did a lot of the traditional methods. I rode with bits and spurs and all this fun stuff, but I had to, she was that first step to realizing I needed to advocate for her. So Glory was also very buddy sour, very barn sour, and she would buck, she would rear, and honestly, sometimes she was just a bit of an asshole. And I tried everything that I could with her, and I wasn't coming across anything that worked. And then one day someone recommended positive reinforcement. And so I started working with bitless riding and treat training, and all of this stuff that everyone kept saying. And I love these methods so much more because over the course of my life, I had just been told, oh, beat the shit out of her or make her run around in circles and all this stuff that just didn't feel right to me. And so I started to do bitless and ride bridleless, and she was the first horse I was ever actually able to ride bridleless on. While I still use some traditional methods and negative reinforcement, she was that horse that inspired me to go down the rabbit hole of positive reinforcement, bitless riding, and kinder horsemanship methods. She unfortunately passed away due to colic, but she was one of those very first horses that inspired me to go down a better path and do better for my horses. Then we have Delilah. So Delilah was actually one of my suicide attempts. She had successfully killed somebody due to her struggles with aggression, and I thought, oh, if I get her and she kills me, then it's not suicide. I was in a very dark place at the time. Long story short, she got me out of that. It took a very long time for me to even just get through to her, and eventually I got through to her using the positive reinforcement, liberty work, all of the kinder methods. She's the horse that really pushed me to start doing all the liberty work, the liberty tricks, multiple horse liberty, and just all the kinder different methods, and she showed me that even aggressive horses can benefit from doing positive reinforcement. She's now one of my most dependable horses. I do clinics with her. I've written a book about her, A Nice Story. She kind of traveled all over the state of Arizona with me. When I was in active addiction, she kind of just was boarded wherever I lived at the time. She was in the valley with me, then she moved to Wickenburg and then Ash Fork. She was actually the first horse that I ever got to go see Sedona on. And she's now expecting her first foal, which is exciting. But again, she was that horse that really encouraged me to make my career working with aggressive horses. Then we have Filio, or Faye. So I got Faye from a friend, and at first we really just didn't mesh. For some reason, he wasn't benefiting from all the positive reinforcement, bitless bareback stuff, and I couldn't figure out why. Well, the reason is because I was trying to turn him into a version of another horse, and it just wasn't working out. And so Faye started to teach me that every horse can benefit from positive reinforcement, but you have to, horses aren't meant to be robots. You're supposed to appreciate their strengths, and each individual horse for how they are, right? One thing that really got Faye to open up and started to help us connect was liberty work, stunt riding, bridleless riding, all of this fun stuff, right? He would be super spooky and flighty, and then we'd start to do all of the stuff that he loved and enjoyed, and he'd open up into an entirely new horse. He is now a super dependable horse as well. We've done trick riding clinics on him, liberty clinics, we've done multiple horse liberty with him, and he's just a really great horse overall. But he taught me to, again, take each individual horse, see what that horse needs, and go from there. I kind of had to experiment with different methods, still using positive reinforcement, but just different ways with that too, because he just wasn't benefiting from how I had originally learned. And so he taught me to really take a step back, look at the horse that I'm working with that particular day, and what does that horse need that day? How can I apply my methods in my training to help that horse on that day? He helped me to accept when a horse says no, and now I can do foot archery and horseback with him, or Roman riding, just because he taught me that horses have good and bad days too, and you have to accept those and appreciate the fact that they'll communicate instead of not communicate at all. Rebel is the mare that quite literally made me very well known for trying to kill me. She would charge at me, rear at me, buck, bite, whatever she would do, whatever she could do to get rid of you, she'd do it. She, very similar to Delilah, was a horse that taught me that I don't know everything, and I will never know everything, and that sometimes you'll come across a horse, you just have to throw everything you know out the window, and try again. But she also taught me along the way, too, that, you know, with positive reinforcement and protected and free contact, you know, she taught me that even crazy aggressive horses that everyone else has given up on can benefit from positive reinforcement. Using Liberty Work and all of these methods with her, she's now been under saddle a few times. She's had a few rides on her, and we'll actually have a DVD series about her. But this horse who went from trying to kill me is now one of my best friends and one of the sweetest mares you'll find. All because I had to take a step back, throw everything that I knew out the window, and see exactly what she needed. She taught me patience. She also helped reveal to me a lifetime of anger issues that I refused to admit I had. But so I had all these anger issues that she showed me, and I started to work through myself and work through my own issues, all because Rebel made it clear what I needed to work on personally. Finally, we have a horse who I'm not going to be sharing any pictures. I'm not going to be sharing his name just because it's a bit of a sensitive topic for a few people. But so this final horse, so he was a young stallion, and, you know, he had behavioral issues. He was pretty aggressive, just one of the many other horses that I worked with. And he actually permanently disabled me, probably for life, actually. So what this horse did, and we've been able to gather this from text messages and witnesses and all of that because I don't remember it. But I stepped in the pen with him, and he grabbed me by the forehead and threw me across the pen. And what he did was he caused brain damage, and now I struggle with seizures because of it. And so there's a few things that this horse taught me. First off is that it's still not the horse's fault. I was very angry at this horse for a very long time. Not necessarily because of him in particular, but because, again, he practically, he changed the entire course of my life. And I was very angry with him, but it forced me to kind of take a step back and be like, hey, he was just doing what he had to do to protect himself. And again, continue to go through the mindset that it wasn't the horse's fault. Yes, my life is very different now that I have to learn to manage my seizures, but he was just doing what he had to do to protect himself. And at the end of the day, in those moments of recovery where I had to figure out, like, what am I doing with my life? I had to really stop and remember that just that one rank colt is not worth my life. You know, and to always be super cautious and careful about what horses I'm taking on, and how to be a little bit smarter as well when working with those aggressive horses, like telling a person, hey, I'm doing this and this, you know, if you don't hear from me by this date or by this time or whatever. So, you know, it really helped me learn to be cautious, remember to never blame the horse, and to just continue going and keep doing what I love, no matter the circumstances, and that no matter what, you always get back up and go again. While there are dozens and dozens of horses that have pushed me onto the path to becoming the horsewoman I am today, to using the kinder and gentler horsemanship methods, those are just the top 5 that we'll be discussing in this video. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you have not already, please hit the red subscribe button. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and podcasts available wherever you listen to podcasts, as well as our online academy, which we've worked super duper hard on. Lots of educational content there for you guys, and you can find the links to all of that on our website at wildchild.weebly.com. Again, you can find the links to all of those on our website at wildchild.weebly.com. Don't forget to buy our merch. Stay strong, stay true, stay wild, and we'll see y'all next time.